All right, ladies and gentlemen, I don't look like a video, do I? But what happens sometimes when you roll with the flow? Isn't that part of success? Isn't that part of really being grounded in life? We are going to go with the flow and actually bring you the best part right now, right away. If we could please be risen on our feet as we welcome the CEO and founder of the California Women's Conference, Michelle Patterson. Woo!
Hello, beautiful people! We did it! We are here today. So thank you so much. And I want to go ahead, I want to give a round of applause to you because you showed up in a big way, not just today, but all year long as volunteers. We are Global Women Foundation. As volunteers came together to put on a spectacular worldwide event. We are live streaming right now in over 200 countries. Woo! And what we are being called to do is we are being called to support our fellow sisters around the world. So women and men, this is our time. This is our beginning. This is when we come together. And I love, there's a quote from Ronald Reagan. President Ronald Reagan made the comment, and he says, "It doesn't matter if you're left or you're right. This is about going forward and not backwards." So we come here today in this political climate, in chaos that's happening in the world, in chaos that's happening here. And we come together and we celebrate the fact that we're doing this together. All right? This is not about going alone. This is not about being by yourself. How many of you have had those days where you wake up and you're like, you know what? I just want to put the cover over my head and I don't want to get out of bed. All right? How many? I've had those days. And recently, by the way. Okay? And I've had those days where I felt like, I can't do this. This is too big of a calling. But I know what is happening in the world. And I can't look the other way. Women, we can't look the other way. We can't do this. We need to hold on to each other. This journey started for me when I was 12 years old. I was this height. My mom and dad, they would say to me, "Minnie," because I was this height at 12 years old. And I had scoliosis, I had curvature of the spine, and I would slump. And they'd say, "Minnie, straighten up, straighten up." And I was this shy kid. I mean, I did not have a voice. If someone said to me, "Michelle, you're going to be up on stage, and you're going to be rocking it," I would say, "No way." And I can remember sitting in between two bungalows. I had transferred from schools, and I was sitting, and I'd have lunch by myself for 2 years, by myself. Recess, lunch. But I loved to write. And my father hooked me up with an impactful interview. And that was with the governor of the state of California, Governor George Duke-Majan. And he was formerly the Attorney General, stepped into this role, and it was the same year that he started the California Women's Conference, 30 plus years ago. And I get this opportunity to interview Governor George Duke-Majan. And I'm there, and I'm scared that I've got my questions, and I'm asking him really important, powerful questions. And some of you have heard this story, so you could probably repeat it back to me. But I'm asking him, what's your favorite hobby? How many kids do you have? What's your favorite pastime? And this man, the governor, looks at me and he says, Michelle, that was the best interview I've ever heard. And I can remember at that moment, my little back straightened up tall. And it was the first time that somebody outside of my immediate family said, you matter. You have a voice. And I left there, and when anyone would ask me, what are you going to be when you grow up? And I'd say, I'm going to be governor. And I ran 9 elections, won every single one of them, and then I get a phone call, and the phone call is, there's a conference that's out there that had gotten canceled. Would you be interested in taking this on? And I thought, no accidents. That's that same conference that I interviewed the governor who started it. I'm supposed to do this. Women matter. Our voices matter. We are the change agents in this world. And the world is counting on us to be able to do this. And I stepped into this, and I can remember being in way over my head, but I stepped into this, and I said, we're doing this. And what I did was I did something that is very scary for a lot of us. I asked for the help. I asked for the help. And then I did something even scarier, is then I received the help. So when you look at this event is put on, there's 1,000 people that touch this event to make this event come to life. And think about what we will do around the world when you hear these phenomenal speakers, 200 plus speakers and exhibitors and groups that are coming together to be able to put this on. And I can remember being at Governor George Deukmejian's home. He's been living in Long Beach for 50 years in the same home. And I'm there with Gloria, his wife, and I told him, I said, thank you so much for starting this event for women. And he says, well, really, it was Gloria. She really got it going. And there we sat. We didn't talk about politics, but we talked about the fact that he changed the course of history because he took that time to engage and to inspire a 12-year-old girl. My message to you today is you have the same opportunity to do what Governor George Deukmejian did, to do what my dad did, and to push me and to get me in there to interview. And all these people who showed up in a big, big way. You have that same opportunity every single day to encourage each other, to love on each other, to embrace each other. And let me tell you something, women, I'm going to tell you something you're going to find really, really crazy. All right? You ready for this? Sometimes we're not that nice to each other. I know you're finding it hard to believe, but sometimes we don't show up in love, and we don't show up in, how can I support you? When I took this conference on, and I refer to it as monkey chatter, the monkey chatter was going crazy in my head. And it was, you're not out of the governor's office, you're not Maria Shriver, you don't have a money tree in the backyard. I tried to sell that one to my husband, but he wasn't buying it. You can't do this. What are you thinking? This right now, we don't have time to wait for somebody else. If not you, who? You showed up in a big way, and I thank you so much for that. The happiest people on our earth are the people that are showing up for others. They show up in service and in love. And they show up and they say, how can I support you? How can I be there? And I can remember, and I still have it, you know, because we're human beings. You got that ego that comes in. And the ego comes in and it says, I can't do that. Or why does she have that? Why do I not have that? And what I've learned through this process is I have a beautiful gift. I have an amazing gift. And you know what? You have a gift, and you have a gift, and you have a gift. Each and every one of you are brilliant, just the way you are. Just the way you are. This is about celebrating your gift. And by the way, none of us were given all the gifts. None of us were given all the gifts. But what happens is when you come together and you collaborate and you celebrate each other and you love on each other and we are sisters, that's when the magic happens. That's when you're able to do things like this. That is when you are able to go ahead and rock this world. So my dream is to show up with a can of whoop ass and 100 million of you brilliant women and just light this world on fire. Because in some areas, not here, today we're united and we stand. We're pro-women and we stand together and we hold that space for each other. In parts of the world, because we're not coming together and because we're fragmented, that's when the bad guys win. That's when human trafficking wins. Human trafficking, it is an all-time high. It is past drug trafficking because of how lucrative it is. We collectively can stop and eradicate things of this magnitude that is happening to our world. And my ask of you, because I talked about this, it starts with asking for the help. My ask is that you step into this and you celebrate your gift and you use your gift to the fullest and you celebrate one another. And if you're hurting, hold on tighter. Hurt people, hurt other people. If you have somebody that is hurting and they're lashing out, it's because they hurt. Hold them tight. Love them. I'm wearing a pin right now from Dr. Habibi. Habib has these pins, and you'll see them on your tables. Take that step with one another. Give yourself that gift. Today, with you guys coming and being a part of this conference, this is the best birthday gift you could give me. I celebrated a birthday last week. I turned 47. And I'm getting ready to be married to the man of my dreams, the man who holds on to me tight. Sometimes he argues with me, who's beautiful, 20 years, August 2nd. So Eric, thank you for going on this. He hates the microphone, and the fact that I'm even pointing him out right now, but stand up because so there are phenomenal men and women in my life, and I wanted to say thank you as we start this celebration. Special thanks goes out to Win Kleba, who I'm one of Win's women, and I'm very proud to be one of Win's women. Paul Mitchell, founder. The list goes on and on. Dan Tocchini, who you'll hear later today, he's had me talking to him and his ear off. Chris Wise, who's been an amazing coach. Damian Lupton, thank you for everything that you do. And the list goes on and on. The people in this room are the people that you want to surround yourself with. Give yourself this gift of being open and ready to receive. When you go into this conversation, you are going to be hearing from keynote speakers We have our title sponsor, Real Her, who has come out and is sharing a phenomenal story about why this is important. So what I want you all to do is I want you to do two things during these next 2 days. And when you're sleeping tonight, you're laying your head on your pillow and you're saying, oh my God, I love Michelle Patterson, she's amazing. And you're going to bed and you're thinking about all the wonderful things that you experience. I want you to do two things. I want you to celebrate your brilliance. You don't need a conference to tell you how perfect you are and how amazing you are. Okay? You are beautiful exactly the way you are. What this event this is about giving you the resources and the tools to do your why. And I want you to be thinking, what is your why? What gets you going? What excites you? What makes your heart sing? And if you don't know the answer to that, it's okay. That is okay. But this is the place where you can start asking the mentors. We have a whole mentor program. We have 200 mentors and mentees that are coming together. There is so much resource out there and so many individuals that are showing up in love to support you and what you want to see happen. And I want to give a special thanks. You've got Save the Storks as well that has come out, and you'll see them. Please go by, visit their booth. You'll hear them speak later with a panel. The opportunities here are tremendous, and I encourage you to come off of the grid, and that was a play on words because we have the grid giving free websites out, so you want to take advantage of that, and one of our sponsors. But I want you guys to give this gift to yourself. I want you to hear from me that I'm giving you permission to come off the grid and to be present for you. We are in the week of Mother's Day. It's Mother's Day week, so I would want to wish all of you right now is Happy Mother's Day. So moms, sisters, aunts, cousins, nephews, brothers, dads, I want you to give yourself the permission to give this gift to yourself and be able to go ahead and take this all in. So my gift to you is this opportunity to find out your why and to have those resources available. So enjoy yourself, live it up. Don't leave this place without getting contacts, phone numbers, and make this amazing. Because this is what changes lives. And I'm so thankful for that 12-minute conversation that I had with Governor George Duke-Majan, because he changed that course of time. So with that, the video for Sisterhood will roll.